This is going to be the commentated run for the Retro Rat Race for the category that we made up specifically for the group. So we're starting with a race file. To leave Link's house, hold down right, kind of rock it around for some movement right there to get out. We're going to mash through sorry is text here. And then we're going to tap up and touch and target to get a good angle flipping off the bridge. We're going to, let me go back real quick. When our C button, our C down button is roughly lined up with that ledge, that's when we're going to start side hopping to gather 1 rupee. We're going to backflip onto that. We're going to turn around, backwalk. It's the quickest form of movement. Get into this little cubby hole here. Do some movement to get the 40 rupees. Because we do need 40 rupees for a shield so that we can get to the Deku Tree and grab our slingshot. So there's our sword. We're going to turn around, target this chest, start backwalking so that we don't get bouldered. Equip our sword. Side hop to this rupee. Do 2 side hops, a little bit of a walk so that we can line up with that hole. So that we can just turn around and start climbing right away. Turn around, backflip. While you're backflipping, pull sword out. Don't grab those bushes. Grab our 5 rupees here. We're going to roll down and we are going to target around this black splotch here. And then we're going to do 4 side hops and a backflip to get on the fence. At the apex of Link's jump is when you want to slash or swing the sword. So that Link will, there's actually one-way collision on that bridge. Link will pop up through it if you do it right. I was 1 frame after the apex of the jump. That looked, I can't tell what that was. I don't know if that was early or not. Grab our 5 rupees up there. Do our stepping stone rupees. We go into the shop, grab 5 rupees from behind here. Buy our shield. We can equip the shield. And cool thing about Ocarina of Time is there's 1 frame after unpausing where you can't talk to an NPC. So we can actually roll here to save a little bit of time. I'm gonna jump across here, talk to Mido. That we can get to the Deku Tree. That seems a little quiet. Get that ranked up a little bit. So something you're going to hear in tutorial videos that you're going to watch are things like ESS turns or ESS position. What ESS position is, it's the input just out of the dead zone before Link gets a full input of movement. He can tick in very, very precise angle changes that way. And you can do some cool little tricks with the ESS position since it somehow preserves your speed, and you'll be able to do cool things like extended super slides, water extended super slides, things like that. Hyper extended super slides. So right here, we equip our stick. Right here, we're going to equip our stick. And right in about this little circle here, there's a text box trigger, which Navi will threaten you, or she'll threaten you. She'll tell you about what vines are, and all you have to do is press up to climb them. However, if you pull stick while you're in this text box, right in the trigger, like right before the trigger, the animation of pulling stick and putting it away will actually allow you to skip that text box like that. There is a trigger for those vines as well around here. If you hit it down there, you don't have to worry about it, but stay kind of close to the edge so you don't get that text box if you manage to skip it. Up here, if you target and side hop, if you press A to open the door on the frame you land, you can actually skip this text box as well. I missed it in this. I was a frame late on my A press. You could buffer that, but it's probably not worth it. So you get that scrub, opens this door to the slingshot room. Now, I skipped the platform. However, for this particular category, since we are save warping out of here, it's probably faster just to jump across the platform, since we won't need it to get back out and we don't have to wait for the ladder to fall down. You could probably save a couple seconds there. We get our sing shot. We're going to save warp out of here. Now we kind of made up this category. I made up the route this evening. I was just winging it. This is just like a see how it goes type of thing. So we'll save and quit, or we'll save and reset. You hit the reset button on the console. We'll leave the Deku tree. Now, I didn't check the final stick count. I don't know how many sticks we'll need, so I did farm 3 here. That can definitely be optimized, I'm sure, for, an optimal stick count. However, we got a safe amount of sticks. So what we're going to do next is what's called a water extended super slide. Not required in the least. It's just fast, and it looks cool. So this is that ESS position we're talking about, just outside the dead zone. Up next is a trick that you can look up. It's called Pokey Escape. I fail it miserably because I don't do it very often. I do not do this trick very often at all, but just look up Pokey Escape, and it might talk about ESS turns. It might do C-up strats. There's many methods of escaping the forest, and I am particularly bad at Pokey Escape because I don't use it in any of the runs that I do. It takes a couple minutes to practice it. Honestly, it's really not that hard. I messed with it a little bit for this tutorial, and there's some really safe strats that are not what I did here. But maybe look up Forest Escape, Pokey Escape, something along those lines. But they may talk about the ESS turns. They may talk about shield turning, which would be a full right input while shielding, or left or down or whatever. Then unshielding and then reshielding quickly as soon as Link turns. If you do it too quickly, Link won't move. If you take too long in between the presses, his angle will change quite a bit, and it won't be a perfect turn. But you can ESS turn, you can just flick turn. There's many things, like flick the stick to the right and he'll turn. There's a lot of ways to get perfect turns. So we'll talk to Saria, grab our ocarina. And as you can see, even if you fail the Pokey Escape, it doesn't lose a ton of time. It's a real forgiving trick. You can just kind of keep trying it over and over again. With a little bit of practice, it is fairly easy. Like I said, I just threw this run together tonight. I haven't done Pokey Escape in a year and a half. And so there might be like some little nuance that I'm missing. But there are some really good tutorials out there that will likely cover that. But with a little bit of background knowledge, the tutorials won't be so hard to understand. Like the ESS position, like knowing that, oh yeah, that's just in and outside, like right outside the dead zone. And yeah. So we talked this out, and then we're going to make a beeline for the castle. Set up your angle. I mean, right here on the mini map is the castle entrance. Set it up as best as you can. You know, maybe realize that your angle's not that great. Turn around, you know, do a little bit of garbage movement to get yourself a good angle again. Play around with your sticks. You know, you do whatever you want. Shield a bunch. Lots of people like to shield a bunch right there. So here we do need 20 rupees. So we're gonna climb. We're gonna target the edge of this pillar, and then just side hop up, and then just boop, just jump off. And now we are gonna wait till nighttime. So this gives you plenty of time to do bad movement before it's nighttime to get here. So we want it to be nighttime. What we're going to do is we're going to enter Hyrule Castle scene because Malin is out here. We do need her. We need the weird egg. So we'll enter the Hyrule Castle scene here. And then we'll go back out, and then going back in causes Malin to appear there. This owl's going to bug us. Always pick the bottom text box for the owl. That will, if you just stick with the bottom, that will keep you safe, and you won't have to listen to his text over and over. So don't overmash that. Talk to Malin twice to get the weird egg. Now, something you can do here to make it a little bit faster. You can do a seam walk, or you can just kind of go the vanilla way. It doesn't save a ton of time. But the important thing is to make sure you equip egg before daylight. That's all you need to worry about. But you climb these vines. If you hold target while climbing the vines, don't release target. It'll give you a good angle. You're going to roll into this corner up here. I do 3 times. Side hop, and then roll. You hold forward. And once you hit the ground, you can retarget and adjust your angle a little bit. I didn't need to do that. And you just very slightly hold up on the stick, and he will steam walk. If you hold up too far, if you put too much of an input in, he will fall off the edge. And you can get out of bounds here, and you can just kind of make your way over here a little bit quicker than going all the way around. So I use that time before daylight to move this block. Forgot to equip my egg. So we're going to move this block into position, kind of get, just to save time, because we have to kill time till daylight anyway. You can actually target Talon and then hit C right or left or wherever you have the egg to talk to him, to wake him up while the text is still there telling you, oh, the miracle of life. And he realizes he's the worst father of all time, goes and gets Malin. Then you're going to push this block just to the edge, so you don't have to move both blocks. Right to the edge there. And then jump off and jump slash. The jump slash is super lenient. You should be able to just jump slash almost whenever you feel like it to make that jump. Now we got guards. I am particularly bad at guards. You can do a series of frame perfect side hops and they will never catch you. However, I am not good enough for that, so I don't ever attempt it. But it is possible. We have kind of a slow guards here. I was being a little bit risky here and just decided to go for it. Probably should have got caught there. So we'll play it safe here once again. Be careful not to backwalk right into that guard's line of sight. That is something that does happen. And the good news is if you do get caught by the guards, the boxes will be all set to where they need to go. So you don't have to worry about moving the boxes again. It'll actually put both boxes where they go. So we talk to Zelda. We get our Zelda's letter. So we're going to skip through this cutscene because it is kind of long. Okay. So after you get Zelda's letter, don't talk to her. That's a mistake. Just go up and it'll just automatically trigger this cutscene where you receive Zelda's Lullaby. And that is our first Bae out of 4. Talking to Zelda and getting Zelda's Lullaby. We'll learn Song of Time. Fail it once just for fun. And watching this video, I need to figure out OBS's output because it is terrible. The game does not look nearly this bad for me, but figure that out later. So now that we have Zelda's Lullaby, we'll go to our second Bae and we will get Epona's song off of Malin. Once again, the quickest form of movement is perfect side hops, but for RTA purposes, backwalking is going to be your fastest and probably go-to form of movement. Try to do the swag inverted cam, you fail it a couple times, realize you're wasting time, and then just go backwalk. Just say screw it. And just kind of point yourself towards the Lon Lon Ranch entrance and just backwalk your way there. Time of day is important, but you could probably forward rock and roll and still make it before nighttime. But you do have to make it to Malin before nighttime. You have to talk to her 3 times and then pull out your ocarina, and then she'll offer to teach you the song. Like I said, I mean, I've never run this category, or there is a category called 4Bae RTA. I've never run it. I've never done any of this in this order ever in my life. But today was just kind of testing it out just to see what a basic time would be and to kind of go over some strats with you guys so that I could maybe help out for maybe ease some of the learning process. And especially when you're looking at tutorials, like little things like ESS turns and like knowing what ESS or S position is, ESS turns, S turns, however they phrase them. Just so that when you look at tutorials that are actually good, you can kind of decipher them a little bit. This is a very complex game, but the good thing about it, or the beauty of it, is everything's exact. ESS turns are always an exact amount of movement. Jump slashes, rolls, side hops, backflips, they're all the same exact amount of movement. So the setups can be very precise. So we're going to save warp out of here so that we can go get Saria's song, our third Bae. Like I said, save warping, you save, and then reset the console. Or emulator, whatever you happen to be using. We're going to leave Link's house again. Be an idiot, walk back in. Don't do that. Do our little flick up and target. And then we're just going to back walk over to right next to Mido's house. Probably could have back walked a little bit farther. Climb these. And then we're going to head to Lost Woods. Don't read that sign. But that will happen if you're just mashing A to roll. Now this owl's going to talk to us. There's probably I know there's a way to skip it. I don't know if it requires explosives or something else. Because I know there's certain things that can make Link busy and have the owl ignore you, or Link won't be able to talk to the owl. I don't know if there's anything with the items that we have other than some really jank. It's not jank, but it's some really difficult swapping between stick and sword movement that will allow Link to be busy. But so we're gonna head right to Sacred Forest Meadow. I tried to take damage off of this Wolfos. It didn't work out. But I'm gonna go through this area just a little bit slow to take some damage. Because we are going to Death Warp so that we don't have to go back through this maze on our way out after getting Saria's Song. So take as much kind of damage as we can while trying to be as quick as we can. So I am going to wait for him to hit me one more time so we have half a heart. As soon as we enter the Sacred Forest Meadow, triggers this cutscene so that we can learn Saria's Song. Again, our third Bae out of 4. Then next is the Aqua Escape. That is our next move, or our next trick. Also very forgiving with a sword. You can try it literally as much as you want. But we are going to Death Warp out of here to get, so we don't have to do that hedge maze again. I assumed that it was faster. I can't imagine it being slower. But this time, instead of saving and resetting, we're going to save and continue. Be slightly faster to not save and then continue, but then this owl's going to talk to us. We're going to make our way back to the little water pit that goes to Zora's River. We're going to do Aqua Escape. Some bad side hops, and it takes us back here. So what we're going to do here, we're going to go up to this wall, roll on it, target it. We're going to do 2 ESS turns, a sword slash, and a jump slash. And we screw it up the first time, screw it up the second time. 2 ESS, a slash, wait for Link to stop moving, side hop, and a jump slash when Link's hat lines up with this. You can pause buffer this. I thought about waiting and doing the Ocarina Dive. However, if you just look up Ocarina Dive or Aqua Escape, I'm gonna send you guys some videos as well that'll go along with this one that, like I said, are just way better tutorials, and I'm not going to just copy them. I mean, that seems like a waste of time, is to recreate these videos that already exist with that explain this stuff in pretty good detail. So I will make sure I link you some good videos so you don't have to search through. But we're going to play Zelda's Lullaby to get into Zora's Domain. At which point we're going to grab another stick and some nuts. And then we're going to do the diving mini game in order to get silver scale so that we can get Ruto's letter so that King Zora gets out of our way. So here's our nuts. And then there is a stick in this top pot here. So grab that for safety. And then we're going to go straight to the Zora mini diving game so that we can get the silver scale. So we'll do our diving mini game real quick. That was pretty bad rupee RNG. Those rupees are RNG how they drop. Sometimes they're real close together, sometimes they're a little far apart. Is what it is. This isn't a real category. I don't see anybody grinding this for perfect rupees or anything like that. We're going to make our way back up. If you decide to opt out of the Jabu clip, there is fish right there to our left, which is where you'll grab a fish to get into Jabu. Those pots, even though they respawned, their contents did not. So we're going to skip those. So we're going to talk to this guy, grab our silver scale, and instead of diving off, which takes a long time, we can run to this wall, target it, and side hop off instead, which is quicker to fall like that than it is to dive off. Now we're going to go get Ruto's letter. Time of day is not important here. Once we beat Jabu's belly, that cutscene actually makes it daytime, so we don't have to worry about that, because it will be just about nighttime, if not already nighttime by the time we get back into the Zora's Domain. So we'll equip our letter. You can mash B to swim faster. You can also target while diving to give yourself a little bit better of a camera. So I came up here to grab nuts for extra nuts for safety. You don't have to do that. Well, you might have to do that. We'll have to keep track of nut count. But it's a good idea to grab the nuts and the extra stick just in case. Because you do only get 5 nuts from that initial the initial drop, or per drop. So I don't know what I was doing here. It clearly didn't say talk to King Zora, but if you target him, it'll make sure that he talks like so. Target him and then pull out Ruto's letter, and it'll make sure that you're talking to him. You don't do what I did. So he takes, a week to move. Literally a week. And we'll just jump off here. Do some pretty unoptimal movement to get up to the top here. And here you could go back down and grab fish, or you could clip into Jabu. Which I'm pretty sure I failed twice, which this trick is pretty easy. It's been a long day. It is currently 5 in the morning. So I was doing this at 4 a.m. So you're going to target this pillar, do 2 crouch stabs, side hop, and immediately jump slash. It is a frame perfect trick. However, it's not difficult. Don't be afraid of frame perfect things. It's once again also very forgiving if you fail it. Still faster than going to get a fish. And while you're jump slashing, you're going to hold right. Right? Yeah, hold right. And then you will clip right into Jabu. And we're going to shoot a little uvula to open this door. We can just turn around and back walk straight to the door. Pretty sure I get hit by a bubble here. Is what it is. Go through the door. General rule of thumb, if you can get somewhere in 4 rolls, it's faster to roll. But if you can't get there in 4 rolls, back walk. So we talk to Rudo. She jumps down that hole. You have to talk to her twice in order for her to let you pick her up. We're almost done with the run. Just go through a little bit of Jabu. Avoid these bubbles if you can. Jump down here, you throw her up there. Then you're going to jump onto this switch right here. And just swim straight up. We're not concerned about gold skulltulas, fairies that are in the pots above there on the right. Not concerned about any of that. I'm going to throw her to hit the switch. Get destroyed by these bubbles here. Drop her and shield. You can knock that rock back at the Octorok, and then we'll wait for the platform to come down so we can go back up to the top. If you drop her before any of this and she happens to go in the water, or you leave the room without her and she disappears, she spawns back at the beginning right when she fell down the hole. Once you're up at the top, she will respawn back at the top. Straight here, we're going to go grab the boomerang. Now you could backwalk here, but it's a little risky with those holes there. So you make your way to the right to go grab the boomerang. And we'll go get the boomerang. You can actually throw her to kill one of these stingrays. Nut them. And then you can jump slash. If you're quick enough, you can get them all before they fall or before they get unstunned. Or just nut them again. So ideally, you would only use one nut there. I threw her towards the door. So she was a little closer to the door. Right before the chest appeared. Now we have our boomerang. We're going to need that, so go ahead and equip your boomerang to whatever C button you feel most comfortable with. And we're going to go all the way to the other side, because there's a slimy thing blocking our door right there, and we got to go all the way over here. Now you'll drop her on this switch. If while you're in the air landing on it, you can hit shield to drop her quickly. Kind of just come up here, defeat these the red slimy thing. It takes 4 hits with the boomerang. If you are quick enough, you can leave before this chest spawns. You won't be able to get the chest, but it's just the map or the compass, and we don't need that anyway. She gets mad that you left her here. Pick her back up. Take her into this next room here. There'll be some bubbles. Navi tells us that, hey, look, you defeated the red slimy thing, and now there's no red slimy thing blocking our path. So just set her down. I like to shield drop her. Boom, throw some nuts. Blow up all those bubbles. Nuts are OP. Ignore the compass, because we don't want it. And then we're going to go back down to the other side of the hall. I'm going to defeat this blue slimy thing. And we'll head back to the room where the blue slimy thing was blocking, and there's a green slimy thing inside. And some beeries, or jellyfish. So we'll defeat the beeries. I don't know the optimal movement for this. This is just kind of how I always have done it. And I also get wrecked by... I wasn't able to target, so I got wrecked by that dude. And then, I don't know what was up with that boomerang throw. Sometimes that happens. Go pick up Bruto. And we go down the hole that the green slimy thing opened. I moved a little bit to the right there so that I avoided the thingy. The electric guy. And we go down this hole where we were previously blocked by the green slimy thing. Toss her up there so that she can get her Zora Sapphire that she's so stoked about. The whole reason she went in Jabu in the first place. So you move forward to trigger the big Octorok fight. Now what you can do with this big Octorok fight is sticks do the same amount of damage as the Master Sword. So we're going to use a stick here to one-shot this guy. You can just kind of pull stick out and run into him. Sometimes he'll turn around and run the other way, which is ideal. Otherwise, you can literally just jump slash him. And bye-bye. Like if you can manage it, sometimes he gets away. So that's like not ideal, and I kind of got lucky there. This is a little bit of experimenting. I thought there were nuts here, so I just wanted to double check. So I'm pretty sure based on nut count, we could have avoided the second nut grab. I'm not 100% sure though. Now this, I screwed this up really bad by walking off the edge, but if you walk up, I do it right this. So this is where I screwed up again. I just wasn't thinking. So if you walk up to this corner, you make that far one jiggle. You can hit that one, hit this one, jump onto that guy. You can actually jump slash to land on that and not have to climb. Saves a little bit of time. But that's ideally kind of how you want to do that, the way I did it the second time. We're going to go over here and grab this box for this temporary switch. Once again, while we're in the air jumping, you can hold R and it will quick drop the box for you. Now, if you come back into this corner, pull out the slingshot, you can snipe the little thing up here. Now, there is a method where you can do it with the boomerang as well and some side hops. However, if you have the slingshot, that's pretty good. That's a pretty precise jump. I never get that. I got lucky. Now, Baronade. There's quick Baronade and long, awful, miserable Baronade. I managed to get quick Baronade. I have been fighting Baronade a lot lately. I'll explain what the deal is here as it happens. So we're going to hit all three little tentacles up top. Now we're going to get kind of close and just throw boomerang. And then nut immediately. As soon as those... Here, hold on. All right. So right here, you want to get pretty close to Baronade and then get your boomerang ready and then just pretty much throw it. Nut, it will kill all of those since they spawn, or since you stun Baronade close with it before the extra things had a chance to expand. You can nut them and it kills them immediately. If you happen to fail that, you can actually crouch stab Baronade's body and it will eliminate all of those as well. Now, you're going to target and then back up a little bit and then throw it just as these are coming out, which will once again keep them nice and close. And it Baronade does have some invincibility frames if you do it not this way, so you won't be able to hit it with the boomerang. Now, once again, I mentioned the stick does the same damage as Master Sword, double the Kikiri Sword. So 3 jump slashes with a stick will get rid of Baronade real quick. We have quite a few extra sticks. So maybe don't farm as many. Looks like we could have skipped our second farming, leaving the Deku Tree. Like I said, I was just testing the route, or the idea I had for the route, and seeing how long it took. With no practice. Just to get an idea of what's happening here, so that you guys can see the whole thing, kind of know what's going on. Feel free to reroute it, do your own optimizations. So our 4th Bae, Rudo. Like I said, the time of day, it being night before, doesn't matter. This cutscene sets it to daytime. So now we have Zora Sapphire only. And our 4th Bae. Now our goal is to go get the Master Sword. So we're going to do the same thing we did before. Make sure we don't talk to Rudo. So don't roll right there. We're going to target this wall and then just side hop off the edge. Swim right to the ladder. And head back out to Zora's River. If you try to roll there, you will read that platform. Not ideal. So also, if you're mashing B in the air, Link will jump slash, as you'll see. You want to avoid that. You don't want to do that. And then we got a recoil the wrong direction. Same thing here. That's a waste of time. It's faster just to fall. Now, I failed this trick twice, which is a pretty big waste of time. Of daylight. So you will have enough time to just walk if you want to avoid this trick. But it is pretty fast. So this is the second failure. I missed the bridge. It is recoverable. However, I screwed that up too. So we made it just before nighttime. So as long as we look at the bridge, we can turn around and backwalk, keeping it uncalled. And then these Stolfos will appear, they'll get in your way. As you can see, the chains are still here. I went a little bit too far and called it, so then brought it back into the call zone and they disappeared. But if you were to like stop right here and walk up to this this here, you can target it and then side hop up the chains just like you would during the daytime. So I went back a little bit too far, lost the chains. To me, that's run over. Very easily avoidable with a good angle walking towards the bridge, and it's very easy to not mess that up. So we wait for daytime. So we wait for daytime. Ideally, you would not have to do this. So we wasted quite a bit of time. Now we get to the door time skip. There's a really, really, really good tutorial. This is one of the first tricks I learned, and I will link you guys the tutorial to that as well. But it's talking about, you know, the backward side hop and everything you need to do to get the momentum to get through the door of time. I did fail it once, and I tried to recover. It didn't work out too great, but this trick is, it is like 2 or 3-ish frame perfect inputs. However, it's really not that bad. I screwed up the angle. This is all super scuffed. Here, I buffered 1 frame too late. Tried to save it with a jump slash, was unable. So we voided out. However, I prefer swordless door time skip. To me, it was easier to learn. However, you might like a door time skip with the sword, you know. But what you do essentially is you pause buffer to the frame where Link disappears, which is coming up. Right here, this frame where you see this. What you're going to do is on unpause lag, you're going to retarget. So when the screen or when the menu starts fading back out, you're going to hit target, like from unpausing. You're going to hit target, wait just a fraction of a second, and then hold left. The tutorial does go over this very well. and you're right through. It is that simple. It's a very, like, some of these tricks can be very intimidating, but they are incredibly easy. These are some of the first tricks you would learn as a Ocarina of Time speedrunner. Like I said, that some of them may sound a little bit intimidating, however, and time. Some of them seem very intimidating, but they're really not. There's some very good tutorials out there, and once you have the basic knowledge of literally understanding what they're saying, like an ESS turn or an S turn, not all the tutorials really go in depth explaining that, and that's kind of where the overwhelming comes. But once you understand that, oh, it's literally just outside the dead zone before Link starts to move, like, oh, it's pretty simple. And then that is that for that run. If you have any questions, feel free to hit me up in the Discord, and I will make sure I link you guys all the rest of the wonderful tutorials that are out there, the good ones. That way you guys don't have to sift through and find them all. But I will talk to you guys later. Bye.